Yo, what's good, family? I really just wanted to come on here really quickly because the Lord has been revealing to me a lot about myself, and I'm just trying to be obedient because I feel like it'll kind of bless other people in the same way. But I was just watching this video about balancing your emotions, and I'm in a season right now to where I really have to deal with those traumas and those situations that I put myself in that I have become accustomed to and not realize how much of a damage it is. And so I will say, if you're in a wilderness season, it is extremely important for you to seek the Lord's face, of course, but also getting to a point to, not be like your girl and ask, Lord, when am I going to get out of this season? Like, I'm so ready to be past this. But what is it that I'm supposed to learn in this season? And when I tell you how much of a change that was, because the day that I asked that, which was yesterday, I came across this video and I've realized what kind of person and friend that I've been. And I find myself trying to be that therapist friend, trying to be that, this is what you need to do. It's always easier, like I said in my last video, it's always easier to see, what you think that you see in the other person, like, their wrongs. But then when it comes to you, it's like you don't necessarily want to come to grips with it, or maybe you just don't want to hear it like I am. And it forms itself into pride because you feel like you have all the answers, but nobody can tell you who you are. But I'm here to say, our God is loving. He's kind. He's the best teacher that I've ever had throughout my college, throughout my grade school years. Even my mentors, like, he's the creator. So not only did he create the situations, in this world, the simulation that we live in, but he created you. He's realized everything that has happened from, childhood all the way up. And some of this stuff we don't necessarily want to sit in and really come to terms with where we are and how that has shaped us. But it's very pivotal when you want to get out of that wilderness season, because you really can't see on your own merit. You're asking for that light and you're asking for that lamp, but you don't want that season to pass you. And it's more of like, what has happened to me, and not, what can I learn and what can I get out of this? Because there's not going to be just one wilderness season. You're going to constantly go from glory to glory. So realizing that, hey, okay, Lord, you got me here for a reason. What is it that I need to learn? What is it that I have to take from it? What is it that's within me? One of the video that I'm talking about, I might link it in the description. But I found myself being in a place of rejection, constantly. I had a revolving door of people in and out of my life. And to be honest, I come from a people-pleasing background. Like, I'm just now trying to heal from that, allowing the Lord to just really move. But at the end of the day, like, I was doing so much, jumping through loops, hitting backflips for everybody, and not looking into, Taylor. And I felt like that if I was to move myself forward in that way, it was extremely selfish. Like, agape love, living for the benefit of others. It's a big thing with this believing walk that we have, because that's how Christ was. He was loving. But at the end of the day, his relationship with the Father was much more important, and he held on to every word that the Father had said. And so one thing within the wilderness season is, you're most likely there because the Lord wants to reconnect you back with him. Because really, after a wilderness season, it's a promised land, it's a blessing. But you're not going to receive that blessing if you, for one, didn't learn what you were supposed to learn in that season, but also not putting God first. Because once everything happens, whether it's, that book that you were supposed to write, whether it's that business that you were supposed to start and now it's booming, and you've gotten to a place where, you don't need God, quote unquote. But, oh yeah, I'm messing with. Hey.
Jen.
Hey.
There you go. That's on the house.
Thank you. A free cup. I love your hair. She didn't hear me, but it's okay. So yeah, y'all. I'm gonna give myself some space to get it together. I'm so excited for this video. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good one. Beautiful. Okay. Yes, it's the croissant. Okay. So yeah, I don't even remember where I was. But yeah, people pleasing. Putting myself last, like every time. And then I get mad at them like Lord, they didn't see the blessing that I was. Like I literally gave up everything for them. Like I was doing, getting up in the middle of the night and giving them rides, or, every time that they called me, I would answer no matter what I was going through. I didn't put my stuff on them. But to be honest, I even find myself in the career that I'm in a place of dependency. Like I want people to be dependent on me. Like I've always said, always want to hear, if it wasn't for you, Miss Taylor, like I don't know where I would be. But it's a very prideful place, because ultimately if somebody says that, that's because of the God in me. That's not because of me. Because if all of our flaws was on the sheet, I don't think anybody would be around any one of us, but we have that beauty because it's the gift of God. We see people for who they are, and we love them, and we give them mercy and give them that grace and forgive them because God did that for us. So that's the least we can do for the people around us. But I had to be honest with myself, and I would put that best foot forward. The first time that I would meet somebody, that'd be like, wow, Taylor, like I should have had you my whole life. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I know I'm gonna get to that therapist friend, mindset, to where I'm telling them about themselves, and like it could be a regular conversation. But ultimately, I switch it to, well, if you did this, it would have been better, or just very toxic. Okay, very, very toxic. And going back to that prayer on what do I need to learn in this, that catapults you to exactly where you've always kind of seen yourself, or where honestly how God just wants you to be. Because sometimes even our ideas and our dreams are nowhere close to where he wants to take us. So I really just wanted to give y'all encouragement to seek God first, seek his kingdom first, die to self daily. Truly, like there is nothing better than a humble heart. There is nothing better than a childlike heart to our Father, because he wants to teach us so much more than where we're at right now. There's so much more that he has for us. And I had to be honest, because a lot of the times I was listening to all these prophetic words, and I was looking for this grand breakthrough of, I'm finally in this season and everything is just blowing up for me and all this stuff, I'm getting all this recognition. But to be honest, y'all, the biggest breakthrough is seeing who I am in real life. In real life, like, what kind of person am I for real, and why did the situations pan out the way that they were, and how do I still have this heart? It's all about your perspective to things. If you don't believe that you're pretty, trust and believe you're gonna walk and talk and act like you're not a pretty human being. You cannot be the most gorgeous, individual, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But regardless, that confidence, it changes the game. So, having that Godfidence definitely changes the game. We have to put our confidence in something that is not going to move. And God and Christ is that rock. So leaning on him with everything that we have, and allowing him to change us and sit in those things that are not comfortable and be comfortable with it. There's not going to be change if you're constantly doing the same thing, and you're not taking risks, and you're not allowing God to show you the realities of this life. If you get into that point, best believe you won't really grow. And if you do grow, you'll grow at a snail's pace. But just be present, y'all. Really, just be present. Seek to learn every day, you know, and I would even challenge you to seek to learn every moment. Not everything is somebody else's fault. Please do not play the blame game. Sometimes things are within yourself, and that's also another thing that I saw within that video. Is like, she's explaining that we can easily become a victimized person and have that personality. And at the end of the day, if you constantly find yourself to be a victim, you would think that it's everybody else's fault on why you're in the position that you're in. Oh, well, they didn't give me the promotion. Oh, well, they didn't give me a chance. Oh, well, they never listened to my feelings. Like, we have to get away from that and realize, like, even if somebody did you wrong, you gotta look within yourself. Like, okay, so what could I have done a little bit different? You know, did I have diarrhea at the mouth and I told them all of my business and never, you know, slow cooked them to see who are they for real to me? You know, how are they going to act through pressure? Because sometimes we're just so in desire to having somebody in our life, whether it's a friendship, whether it's business, whether it's a spouse, and we don't actually get to see or allow time to see who they are in real life. When it comes to the nitty gritty, are they really gonna ride for me when things get hard? You know, how do they really feel about God? You know, is Christ the Lord over their life as He's the Lord over mine? You know, because that changes the trajectory. Because you may get to a point to where you've put a place, you've allowed this person to have a place in your life that they really never deserved, and then you end up getting hurt at the end. So I say all that to say, y'all, allow the Lord to dig deep within you. Even write a pros and a cons list, honestly, to the behaviors that you do have, that you do see. And pray before you write, like, Lord, okay, so what is it that I do admire about myself? And what is it that I really don't see in myself that is toxic? That doesn't get me anywhere within my relationships, that doesn't get me anywhere with my productivity and what you've asked me to do. You know, is it fear? Is it jealousy? Is it anger? Is it not being content with where you have me? Am I constantly looking for the next promotion, the next opportunity, the next gig, the next, you know, somebody recognizing me? Or am I sitting and being like, wow, Lord, like, I have a place to stay, I have food, you know, regardless of what kind of food it is, I have a way of transportation, and aside from the materialistic things, you woke up this morning. The fact that you can even watch this video, you should be grateful, y'all, because a lot of people didn't make it, and a lot of people are not making it as we're speaking. So be always ready to receive, you know, being always ready to receive, whether it's direction, guidance, some type of teaching from our Father, because He's literally waiting for us to just ask, and he's ready to give us not only the desires of our heart, but to change that desire into something that is useful for His kingdom. So I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. Make sure that y'all are praying and staying in y'all word, because that is key. Prayer is the Ephesians 6. Prayer is the only opposition, the opposing, how we fight, you know, as being on the offensive. That's what I was thinking. The offense. All those other things, when it talks about the armor of God, is defense. But making sure that you're praying just before you even get there, like, you're ready. And then defense, you know, look into that word. And every negative thought that the enemy tries to put into your mind, find a scripture that counteracts that, and put that in the journal. I always say, y'all, write it down, because it was such a blessing to go back and read something and being in a season that you was, and then seeing how God has transformed you out of that. So I love y'all. You know, stay positive, stay loving in everything that you do.